The largest climate rally in U.S. history took place on Sunday in Washington, D.C., and it was covered on exactly 0 of the Sunday chat shows, according to Fairness and Accuracy in Reporting.
Yeah, the Sunday news shows haven't caught up with the rest of us yet, but the network news shows did cover the climate rally, and that's a point in their favor.
They gave it a few words, not nearly enough, frankly, especially when you've got 35,000 people gathered in the freezing cold in D.C. to protest. I bet if those were Tea Partiers, it would have been across every single Sunday show and every single network news.
Well, it was indeed a huge rally. An estimated 35 to 50,000 people turned out in the bitter cold to demand President Barack Obama reject the controversial Keystone XL pipeline project. The Forward on Climate rally, organized by the Sierra Club and 350.org, with over a dozen satellite rallies in cities around the country, demonstrated the widespread support for the president to deny the cross-border permit to the pipeline. They say the president must reject the pipeline to show he is serious about taking action on climate change. Here's former White House Green Jobs Advisor Van Jones.
All the good that you have done, all the good you can imagine doing, will be wiped out by floods, by fires, by superstorms, if you fail to act now to deal with this crisis that is a gun pointed at the head of the future.
Now, they say the Keystone XL is both a symbol and a matter of principle. As Grist.org put it, quote, "We must cease making large, long-term capital investments in new fossil fuel infrastructure that locks in dangerous emission levels for many decades." And the most recent poll from the League of Conservation Voters shows 2/3 of Americans want Obama to act to address climate change. In an online video chat late last week, President Obama sounded like he will act.
We have to do something that's really difficult for any society to do, and that is to take actions now where the benefits are going to be coming down the road, or at least we're going to be avoiding big problems down the road.
However, after a disappointing meeting with White House staffers on whether Obama would use executive action to establish emission standards for existing power plants, Philip Bump of Grist warns, don't hold your breath. I guess it depends on which Obama decides to show up and how strong the public pressure is on him.
You know, we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of the Iraq War. That was a disaster that could have been averted had we paid attention to the largest protests of all times. The fact that the media still is not giving proper deference to these huge protests suggests that, well, we are likely to make the very same mistake once again.